accuse me of being smart, because if I was smart, I already had tools figured out. Definitely overkill for the job at hand, but you know, it'll do. Thinking that's a 1/4 inch. We're going to find out. And they're cold, because it's cold out here. Let's see how good of a guess that was. That was not a good guess. Definitely bigger than that. Let's try... Shit falling on me. I'm going to edit all this part with me being an idiot out, just so you guys know. We have a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Alright. That's tighten, that's loosen. Alright, here we go. Now, just like with every reel I take apart, I lay them out on the table in the exact order that I take them off. So the cap first, that, this doodad, seems to be in good shape. We'll set that there. My least favorite part of taking these reels apart is that right there, that little C-clamp. Hate them. Hate C-clamps. I understand the purpose that they serve, but it doesn't make me like them anymore. So a flathead screwdriver is your best friend, and a rag to throw over top of it so you don't miss it if it goes flying out. How do I not have a shop rag in my shop? This is a disaster. Ick. Alright. We're going to wing it. Just get it right in there and just gently pry it. And it'll eventually come away. Doop. Oh yeah, magnetic screwdriver, by the way. Pro tip. There's the spool. Now we need to get this piece off, and if we're lucky, it's the same size as the one that was in the cap, and it is. Yay! Exciting, right? Riveting television. Okay, so we've got the handle off, it's ready to come out. And this is the money shot right here. This thing is clean inside. Look at that. I'm still going with the 60s guess. Everything looks good. And put the handle back on so I can show you what I was just looking at. The anti-reverse, which you'll see it move. See it moving? It's kind of delicate in some of these. Sometimes they don't work as good as they should, but that one seems to work fine. Needs some lubrication. There is an actual lubricant made specific for fishing reels. It is pin reel oil. I don't have any. I have put Vaseline in reels for 30 years or so. But in a Facebook Zebco collector group that I'm part in, one of the guys said that he uses this. It's good stuff. Go give it a try. So here we are. This is Super Lube, multi-purpose synthetic grease is what this is. Oh. That looks to be about the same consistency as Vaseline. We will get our nifty lubricant application tool. We're going to put in a generous scoop. Generous scoop. Yeah. Just right there, just like that. We're going to put the reel on it just for a second, just like that, and we're going to reel that around. lube and the reel goes round and round, round and round, round and round. Take your little application tool. You can use anything you want to. You can use your finger. You can use a popsicle stick. I just happen to have this laying here. This is actually for prying bike tires out of a tube, out of the rim is what this is for. But it works good for application of lubricant. Can you hear it? Can you hear the noise it makes? Sounds like lube to me. Okay. So that is the basics of opening one of these up and servicing it. There wasn't anything broken there for me to tinker with and fix, so I'm cool with that. Now we're going to put line on it. Because it's a Zebco and because I happen to have some, we are going to use Zebco OmniFlex. The modern 202 reel, when you buy it at the store, comes with, pre-spooled 10-pound test. This would have been probably the same, and I happen to have 8, so we're going to go with it. So now we got to put the reel back together. Now, because I have laid the parts out in the exact order in which I took them off, putting it back together is going to be quick and easy and painless and simple and all that stuff. So the first step is to find the hole. You're going to put the post in the hole. Now once you have that, it should pretty well line itself up and slide right in. Magic. Like I've done this a time or two. Now that that's back in, we can put the crank back on. Ba-doop. Ba-doop. When I bought this online, the seller, of course, told me it was in perfect working condition, and it seems to be, and that they had just cleaned it and lubricated it. I didn't see the lubricant that they used. So I'm guessing that they used something along the lines of WD-40, which I wouldn't use internally in a reel. But that's just me. A couple reasons for that. One, it's awful thin stuff. There is lube. I just found it. On the bottom of the spool, there's a little bit of lube right here. So, makes me think of WD-40. It smells like WD-40. So they WD-40'd it. Which is not how I would do it, but whatever. Now you want to loosen your drag as far as it'll go when you're putting this back in. And the reason for that is with it loose, it'll sit down lower. Like that. And that'll give you room to get your C-clamp back in. Goes in the exact same sucky way that it comes out. You line it up, there's a little groove in the plastic that you'll line it up with. Just like that. I got it started. There's a little groove. I don't know if you can see the little groove. There's a little groove. Take your screwdriver or other flat instrument and just simply push it till it clicks. Just like that. And it's back in. It's clicked. That holds the spool in place. It still reels nice and smooth. Next up is the spool cap. That little mechanism does the click. I'll show you what I mean once I get it on there. And it is D-shaped, so it only goes on one way. Even an idiot like me can't screw that up. But my fingers are cold. It's cold out here. There you go. Like I said, it only goes on one way. Cold fingers. And we're going to get that started. And that's back on, and That's back on. Okay. So when we do the line, which is what we're going to do now, we're going to run it down through the cap first. I did get lucky. It was really clean inside. Magic. Alright. 3D! Anyway. You're going to tie a basic loop knot in it, so you end up with something kind of like that. Don't bite it off, it's bad for your teeth. And you're going to pull the line in through the knot. So that you end up with something that looks kind of like that. Okay, and then clicky the button. Okay. Put it over so that it goes inside the spool and pull it tight. And if I got that on right, which we're about to find out, I did not. Nope, I sure didn't. That click I was telling you about, by the way, that little gizmo that was underneath the cap, you push up to reel it, and then that click right there is what I was talking about. The center post is oblong shaped on one side, which allows it to find a flat spot basically, and once it hits the flat spot, it'll close. Yeah. Alright, so we put that on wrong, so we're going to do it again. We're going to try it from this side. Alright. Now when you reel, your line winds this direction. And I got it on right this time. You see how it's shortening? I'll do it again. So it's winding exactly the way it should. Put the reel cap back on, tighten it down. Cool. I like to throw my spool into a small box of some kind. When I do this, I'll be more organized next time I sit down and do a video, guys, I promise. Stand that back up. I'm not an idiot, I swear. I'm just, okay, I'm an idiot. Alright, so, that'll do. We're going to toss ye old spool o fishing line into this conveniently placed backpack. We're going to take the line and put it over top of this finger and under that one. You want to hold it tight, but not, you know, terribly tight. And then you reel till it's full. Get that where you guys can see what I'm doing there. Now these reels have these nifty little windows on them where you can look inside and see how much line you've got. And it's reeling up nice. Now the reason that I put my spool of line somewhere else is so that I don't have to hold it. And that puts tension on it. Riveting, I know. Oop, sun glare. Oop, there we go, blocked it. I don't know if you guys can see the green glob of sun glare right there, but I can see it. Maybe it's from that little vent window up there. I'm like a dog. I'm easily distracted. I'm sorry. It's like, ooh, squirrel. Alright, let's check it, see how full we're doing. We still got plenty of room. Plenty of room. Now, I got this reel for a couple reasons. I I have another Zebco from about the same period, you know, late 60s. But because I don't have one this old, I got lots of 202s, and I'm, you know, the modern 202, it's a kid's reel. But back in the 60s, this is good reel. It's top of the line. Well, not top of the line, but, you know, wasn't the made in China garbage that we have today. And I'm going to show you that in the second part of this video when I compare the old 202 to a new 202. So, once I have enough line on this, that's what we're going to move into. I'm going to do it in front of the camera so that you can see. You can look in there, I hope. Hope the light's good enough to see how much line is in there. Yeah, there we go. Now we got a little bit more room in there. If you turn it, see, there you go. You can see all the way through it. Right there. Yep, still plenty of room. Back to cranking. Now, if it wasn't 13 degrees outside, we would go find some place to go cast this. But it's 13 degrees outside, and your old pal Jiggly's too poor to afford to put heat in his garage. It's about that in here, 13 or 14 degrees. But my fingers is cold. Alright, so anyway, we're just about done, I promise. Yeah, we're done. I'll see if I can get that exact camera angle again so you can see all the way through it. Alright, you see that window's a lot smaller now, all the way through? We're good. See if I can show you. This little window right there is what I'm looking at. It's done, it's full. So we are going to basically tie it off there. We're going to put a little loop knot in it. You know what? Since I have it sitting here, we're just going to tie it to this little metal ring. Now, this little metal ring that I'm tying on had been the eye of a rod that I'm about to show you, because it's part of a mail call thing. So it'll be the second mail call video of the day. 2-for-1 special. My fingers are too cold to tie a knot. Alright, fantabulicious. There's one. Alright, so what do I want to do next? Do I want to go into the modern 202, old 202 comparison? I think so.